Right, g'day. Okay, as you can see, I've got my Fairlane all jacked up, and yeah, I've just removed the rack and pinion, and not going to make a documentary on how to get it off to it, all that sort of thing. I mean, in this sort of job, if you can't figure out most of it, you probably shouldn't be doing the job to begin with. Yeah, this is pretty critical you get everything right. So I'm just going to point out a few things that'll make it easier. I do have a new reconditioned rack and pinion. Got it from Petters. Yeah, pretty expensive, $800. And yeah, could have got a cheap one online. You can get them online, yeah, $350, $400, but you're sort of taking a risk with it. Yeah, one is that, yeah, it's got to be shipped to you, through the post or courier or whatever. And yeah, if there's an issue with it, then you got to get back there and try and swap it over and haggle with them, and and the other thing with doing it online is you don't even know who you're dealing with, whether they're a reputable company or anything. So yeah, as I said, I've never had an issue with any Petters product. I've had an issue with the Petters staff here in Tasmania, but never had an issue with the Petters product. So, and I bought a lot of stuff. I've been buying their stuff for 30-something years now, probably longer than that. Anyway, so yeah, I just figured it was better to just save up and pay the $800 and be confident that it's going to be right, and if it isn't, then I can take it back and plonk it on the counter and say, yeah, get me another one, which they would. So anyway, we'll get past all that. This is a majorly difficult job. Firstly, these bolts, they come down through the top. I'll show you the bolts. 14 mil spanner, and yeah, pretty heavy duty. I've actually got the book in here. I haven't bothered to look it up, but I don't know what the torque is on that, but that's a hardened steel bolt, and yeah, that bolt itself is capable of 60-80 pound, no worries. So yeah, I'll just do it back up with as much pressure as I can put on that. Do it as hard as I can. Right, so getting them out. On the other side, you can get this bar on it with a socket, but you've only got like 3 inches of movement. That's all you can get. So it's just enough. You got to sort of do that, take it off, put it back on, do it twice to loosen it, and yeah, from then on, get yourself a short ratchet, and then you can unwind it quite easy. There's plenty enough room for the short ratchet. Yeah, so that's on the left side, passenger side. The one on the driver's side, is even harder to get to. It's just in a prick of a spot. Like see, this is the angle you're facing it from, and this is where the bolt goes, in behind it. You can't see it. You sort of working blind, going by feel. And what I found is you can actually access it from up top here, but yeah, this is what I've had to do. 2 long extensions, wobble bar, the socket, and and then these two as well, and then it's sort of comes up sort of at that angle. That's, yeah, and you can undo it and do it back up tightly, put a fair bit of pressure on it that way and unwind it. But yeah, to get it on, like, you basically want just the one extension, the wobble bar and the socket fitted on the bolt from underneath, and then join your other sockets from up top. So, having said that, the whole of the problem is the exhaust. The exhaust is in the way of every part of this operation on this side, and the biggest thing that's in the way of is getting the fluid pipes off. They're a 19mm. However, one of mine's a bit chewed and the 19 was actually slipping around it, so yeah, you can only get an open ender on it anyway. So yeah, I just locked the shifter on it, yeah, tightened it down, got it off that way. And yeah, as I said, if this exhaust wasn't in the way, it'd be quite a lot easier. But yeah, I'm not about to take the exhaust off. For one, you know, as you'd have to then put a new gasket on it. And the second thing that's like to happen, not so much with the head, with the bolts going in the head, although they can do, but yeah, the bolts on your flange are like to snap off. That's a common occurrence with flange bolts. So yeah, I'm not about to do that. I'll just put up with it, with how difficult it is from underneath, rather than take that risk. Right, the other thing you need to do before you even start drain your fluid, you've got a connection down here, and yeah, remove the bracket on this side, get your hose out. You even have to like pull that one out a bit, just sort of like it's a fairly tight bend, just open the bend up a little bit, and that gives you room. Yeah, once you've got the other bolts out and the tie rod end's undone, and it's wedged in there, like, yeah, there's another plate comes over the top that the bolt comes through, so it's a tight fit in there. I had to get the jimmy bar in there and lever it out. But yeah, once you've got all them undone, you got your pipes undone, you can pull it out and get better access to your fluid pipes. And I think it'll be the go to yeah, get them back in place too. Like, you probably can't tighten them, so yeah, that could be an issue. Tighten them up in the wrong place. With it pulled out. Yeah, still might have to tighten it once you get it all back in place. Yeah. The issue too you get is you can't access the bottom bolt without, you'll take the top pipe out first, because you can't get the spanner in place to undo the bottom one while the top one's in place. They are two different sizes. So yeah, you can't mix the pipes up. So you got a larger one and a smaller one. Oh, I said that already, yeah, 19mm. Okay, yeah, that basically covered all that. The other thing, when you unscrew your tie rod ends, right, loosen your nut, right, and then just wind it back till it just touches the tie rod end. Now when I go to put the other one back in, let me get the ruler. I'll show you which ruler I'm going to use. It's an accurate one. The measurements go right to the end. It doesn't have a space in between it. So inches, I'll do it in metric because I'm used to metric, but yeah, I'm going to measure that. One's more than the other. Yes, the passenger side, it was wound in a lot more than the other one, but yeah. But anyway, yeah. So if you set your other one up, set the nut up in the same place, yeah, to the measurement. Well, then when you get it back in and you get the tie rods done up, your wheel line will be close enough to be able to drive it until you get a wheel line. Well, you're still going to need a wheel line. Yeah. But your toe in and it will be, fairly close. Yeah, it's close to where it was before you took it out. Okay. I wouldn't advise trying to save fluid. Toss it away, get some new stuff. The other thing too, and I've made a video on this, when you get it going, it's going to have a whole lot of air in it, especially with a new one. A bit less if you're taking the old one off and putting it back, doing something to it, putting it back in, or taking it off for some other reason. But yeah, this brand new one, they'll have no fluid in it whatsoever and just be all full of air. So I'm going to get a whole lot of air coming up. Now, mechanics, or most mechanics, they have a special tool which uses a vacuum to suck the air out. That it screws into the top of your filler, and it just puts a vacuum on it. And then as you wind the engine over, wind your steering backwards and forwards, it draws the air out real quick instead of it staying in the top and frothing up and everything. But rather than getting a special tool, you got vacuum lines here. You got vacuum lines that you can take off temporarily. So, right, there's a vacuum line here. That goes down. That goes to the heater actually. So, that'll be a good one to use. But so you just take that off, run a hose. I've made a video on it anyway. You have a rubber plug that the hose fits into tightly. Just plug it on there and you've got a vacuum. It draws the air out. So, but look up the video I made on it. It's made a while back, so you have to do a bit of scrolling if you want to see it. But, all right. As I said, pretty good job. But hopefully that's a couple of pointers. Oh yeah, something else I should mention. This is a well, not the car. The car's a 91. All the components, all the running gears off a 92. And they had a thing like there's a Series 1 and a Series 2. And the changes are not a lot of changes. There's changes in the trailing arms and a couple other things. But the Series 1 just has solid mounts. They don't have the rubber bushings in them. But if you've got a Series 2 with the rubber bushings, it'd be a real good time to replace the bushings while you've got them out. I've only done this not that long ago. They're probably about a year old. So, and this was an exchange one. And about a year ago I replaced the rubbers, and I replaced the boots, and I replaced the bushes. So I'm going to pull them back out, stick them in my drawer, the boots and the rubbers, just for spares, because it won't make any difference to petters. They'll renew it and they'll be putting new stuff in it anyway, so it won't make any difference to them. And what else? Something else I was going to mention. I think what it is now. Can't think of something else I was going to mention. I can't think of what it is. That's not what I was going to mention, but I just thought of something else. The other thing too, when you get it all back in, straighten your wheels up. Get your wheels straight, put your steering wheel on straight. All close enough to it, as close as I can. Like it'll only fit on here one way, but in basically one position, but yeah, have your wheel straight and your steering wheel sort of fairly straight. And you have to take the whole intermediate shaft off. Yeah. I also rebuilt this, made a video on that. Yeah, it wasn't easy. Not a job I'd recommend an unexperienced person, because it's a pretty critical component, your steering. Yeah, if it comes apart, while you're driving, you're going to have a major accident. But yeah, I did rebuild that, and because I would have gone and bought a new one, but you can't buy a new one. Nobody does it, so nobody has new ones. But yeah. Anyway, starting to ramble on now. So as I said, there was something else I wanted to say, but can't think of what it is. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right. Hope this is helpful to somebody. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again. Bye.